You get to a certain point of consciousness, you know, you really don't even want to waste words with people because they have nothing to offer. You can't even build with them. This is why certain extraterrestrials, they don't even come to commune with this planet. They flying right by because it's like, dang, ain't much we could talk to them about. You see, it's almost like if you come across a gorilla, you're not going to sit down and hang out with a gorilla like, yo, let's hit the club. Yo, let's chop it up. Let's build on this. The gorilla's like, yo, I'm gonna bang you in the head. Or I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna try to have. Mate with you or whatever. Or I'm gonna eat you or whatever. It's something very basic. You can't have a conversation with them, even if they could have language. It'll be so basic. You follow me? So high degrees of intellect and consciousness, you start to find yourself being by yourself more. You start to find yourself being a little anti or unsocial. Unless you tap into the spirit of the childlike spirit and you're able to be dynamic in your consciousness, right? Sometimes you got to step down to your power or step down your power, right? We always say, step up to your power, step up. Absolutely, right? But there's times you need to step down on that power because you shining too bright. You end up getting crucified. People not take too kindly to too much light and too much intellect. It always, because it reflects back to them. You see? It makes them self-conscious. So keep that in mind. You have to learn to be at peace being by yourself and being lonely. You have to learn as you grow, you have so much of a wonderland in your mind, especially when you tap into creativity, you will yearn to be alone. Why do you think most of the prophets, when you read about the prophets, they never really hanging out with a lot of people? Elijah was in the wilderness. Jesus went to the mountain 40 days, right? Moses up 40 days. They just be by themselves for months at a time. Also, you got to recharge your batteries. Next, great men are like eagles. This ties into it. Great men are like eagles. They build their nests in lofty solitude. You see, Hidden Power University's symbol is an eagle. And it's synonymous with the hawk and the phoenix. And it stands for the rise. It stands for rising above. And if you study the characteristics of an eagle, you'll see why that was the original Christ figure. When you read the Gnostic text, on top of that tree of life, Christ witnessed the whole thing. This is why that energy or that entity represents consciousness, because he knows the whole story. If you look on top of the flag, there's an eagle. You see, that's not a coincidence, right? Some facts about eagles. Eagles mate for life. They're one of the few animals that do that. Once they find their mate, they mate for life. Eagles, when they find themselves coming of age and getting a little old, they fly way off into a secluded place. And they begin to knock off their beak. Their beak gets bloody. They knock their beak off. They start self-mutilating themselves. They picking their feathers off. And they go into this hermit type state. And then before long, they begin to grow a more powerful beak and stronger feathers. And they emerge with great glory. You see, because they went through a metamorphosis. It's the whole story of the phoenix. Do you follow me? So it's a lot of science to that. I could do a whole video on the eagles. But be like an eagle. See? Eagles don't flap around and walk amongst chickens. If you're a true eagle, you don't walk amongst mundane people that have small minds. It's just foolish. It's a waste of time. Live this life like it's your last. Why would you walk amongst ducks and chickens and pigeons? See? No, eagles soar high above all other birds. And the reason why they don't have to flap their wings is because they went to such a high frequency, they can just soar. Do you follow me? And they get to see all that's going on. You flap your wings and you exert a lot of force and step up to your power enough, you get to a point when you can just soar. You living off the interest. You living off the money working for you. You don't work for money. Checks. That's all I know. Just checks. You need to get yourself to the point where it's just checks. You have to worry about, toiling and things of this nature. So grind right now while you're young. Get your quantum leverage in place, right? Marry best business practices with best magical practices, and let's get some abundance today. So you can soar. Soar with the eagles to your lofty nesting place in peaceful solitude, away from the foolishness, right? Away from the drugs and the people getting shot and the crime. And another thing, as I let you go, get out of those inner cities. I've been saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. Some people say Isaiah's like the conscious preacher. I'll be that, whatever it takes. If you need the repetition, I'll be that. Repetition is the mother of skill. Y'all better get out those inner cities. They got something for you. They got something for you. That's not the place to be. It's not healthy. It's a very demonic low frequency. It's poverty. It's trauma and drama. And it's definitely not a place to raise children. Get yourself, get your mate, get your queen, get your king in place, and come to a place where it's more peace, right? You around more nature. Right? It's one of the things I love it about down here. Not just Georgia, but the whole South, South Carolina, right? Step up to your power.